Hey guys, it's Smiles Behind Lupus and the hubby. I am wrapped up in a blanket. I don't feel good, but I feel so bad because we have missed a couple weeks on getting the series out to you guys. So tonight we're going to cover 3 topics versus the 2. He is, if you see him looking off, he is watching a football game.
I'm gonna turn it off.
You don't have to turn it off. You just need to pay attention. All right. The first one that we're going to go with is it's called Waning Appreciation, which I'm just going to say lack of appreciation when it comes to your spouse. And sometimes, I mean, that's very easy for a person to, I kind of say, like when you're in the dating phase, you're giving compliments and you appreciate everything they're doing. But by the time you say I do, then sometimes that stuff kind of goes away. I have some scriptures, which I will put those up on a separate screen. I'm not going to read them to you tonight. But the one pertaining to the wife would be 1 Peter 3:7. And that's in the ESV version. And the one pertaining to the husband is Ephesians 5:33. So I'll make sure I have those up on the screen so you guys can take a look and read it and study it, during your own time. But yeah, what do you have to say?
We're talking about waning.
Waning appreciation.
Waning, a weird word, isn't it?
Waning. Sound like whining.
I think what happens is you get into that phase of taking for granted the situation. My wife gonna be here, my husband gonna be here. They ain't going nowhere. They don't look as good, and so nobody don't. Blah blah blah. And what you have to do though, it's a choice. You choose every day to enhance the relationship that you have with your spouse or your significant other. Mm-hmm. And it's a personal choice, regardless of what that person is doing, especially when it comes to your needs being met, whether it's financially, emotionally. Well, they ain't doing nothing for me, so I ain't finna go out my way. And it's a choice. You have to choose, or you should choose, or in this case, I choose every day to try to make my wife laugh, regardless of the situation, how she's feeling, encouraging words. And, nobody's perfect now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Because there are some days she look at me and be like, you hurt my feelings saying that. Whether I'm joking with some stuff or I may be truthful and it could hurt. But for the most part, I tend to find myself making an extra effort as a man and as a husband to put forth great qualities to bring out in a relationship. I choose to do things that enhance a good relationship between us. Yeah. And, and I can also say that the waning is part of, hey, if she ain't gave me none in a couple of days, I don't know what I forget her, and it's tough. It's tough. You have to, it's kind of like studying for that test. You got to shut everything down and put the effort in at that time so the reward for that grade can benefit what you'll put in.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's an area that I still, need to be better with when it comes to, because I appreciate everything, that my husband does. And really, and he is an awesome, awesome man. And, I have to say, and show more of how much I really do appreciate and thank, that he's here. Because, not just marriage, like I've already said in earlier videos, is already hard enough. But then you adding chronic illness with it, it makes it even harder. So, yeah. The next topic is technology interference. And oh, sweet baby Jesus in a manger. That is my downfall because he always, you need to get off your phone, especially at night. I have insomnia, so it's hard for me to just like, as soon as his head hits the pillow, he's asleep. I can't do that. And I'm on my, have my headphone on, whether I'm, listening to some people I follow on YouTube or listening to Judge Judy or my Bible app. It's the problem because I always like have my phone no matter where I go. Like, I just have my phone. And, I think it's part of like the generation age difference between us. But I always, it doesn't matter. The phone just goes with me. And I am learning to try to put it down. And I need to make a better effort. Like, we go out to eat or something like that. Because, if it's something important, someone will figure out a way to get in touch with us. So that I know I need to work on.
She used age difference as I want to say it was a crutch, because I could easily be on the laptop for 20 hours a day and find things that are very interesting to me on the laptop. But I choose to put that in its place, because as I spend more time on a laptop or even a cell phone or the television, I'm going to find things that pique my interest better than my relationship. And that's just the truth. Certain things are going to start taking the place of her instead of me being with her. I'll find a lot more comfort in what I find on the laptop. It's easy. It don't say nothing back. It don't, it responds the way I want it to respond. Same thing with television. Get to watch what I want to watch. And technology these days is leading relationships to other places that it shouldn't go.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to get on a laptop and look at an old friend and say, just wonder what they're doing and where they at, and just check on them, see what's on their page or this kind of stuff. And, it's like a person that's trying to better themselves with their health. Why keep going and doing things that's going to be not beneficial for your health? You still drinking, you still smoking, you hang around people that eat wrong, or you go to places that's not healthy. And if we were counseling somebody like that, we would tell them, you got to have strength and desire to stay away from this, stay away from that. People we know personally now need to change their mindset and do this, but they're going to keep living and doing what they want to do because they see it is right. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Let me keep doing it. But, all things in which my father and my mother taught me, everything done in darkness, and the Bible says that, will come out in the light. It'll come to the light regardless. Whether it's your health, your cheapness, your lying, it don't matter.
That's true.
It'll come out. If I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing and trying to live a life of a lie, whatever it is, it'll come out. So, technology, it can be beneficial. But if it becomes a hindrance in a relationship, I would say what's more important, your relationship, because eventually that technology is going to tear y'all apart.
Something's going to go lacking. Yeah.
And that's just it. Either the man going to find the porn to be better than his wife because they ain't spending time together, or she going to find the friend from the old days because he ain't spending no time with her. Regardless, I can go on and on about it.
And I think technology, like you said, it could be a beneficial when it comes to like, family, but it's always a bad side of technology. I don't care any way you look at it. Even if you're not the one doing something, someone could easily send you a message, through there to say, hey, how are you? Even though you've got married and everything else up on your page. So just be more aware when you are, dealing with technology, whether it's cell phone, playing games. Like that could be 5 minutes that you could be sitting, asking your mate, how was your day? Without the distractions of, your phone, tablet, whatever the case may be.
Technology is tricky.
Yeah.
I got an ex be texting to my daughter who, that lives with us, and she be sending her message and it just say, love you. That's all it say. And then later she'll say, make sure you tell Easter, because that's her daughter's name. And so that could be something that be taken the wrong way.
Oh, it's been taken the wrong way because I don't care for her and I'm just going to keep it real. And I know I say Easter's my daughter, or bonus daughter. She has cerebral palsy. She has a phone, but she's messed the phone up several times. Like she's had 3. So her mom will send a picture, like if she's out and about doing something or with a friend that Easter may have known. Oh, show Easter this picture. And I just go through his phone and delete all the damn pictures. Oops, excuse me, I shouldn't even curse. But that's how angry I get when it comes to her. Because my thing is, okay, if you see your child, she can see them pictures when you see her. But apparently you don't see her that often. So therefore, you don't need to send them to my husband's phone. I'm just saying.
And she don't understand. That's the way I feel when she's on the phone at 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
True.
And saying she listening to this. And my thing is, come on now.
He doesn't see it, but I know what I'm doing, ain't it? But I get it. I get it.
If somebody in response, please let her know. That don't matter. Just like with her, I got to respect. If she feels a certain way about the ex, sending pictures and doing this and doing that, even though it's for my daughter, I can't sit here and say, "Oh yeah, she don't understand," and you don't see why. If I value where we at, and I'm coming.
But we've had
period.
No, yeah. But before we got married, we've had this issue to where I used to always talk to my son's father, and he didn't like that, and I got it because then I had to turn around because I knew it wasn't anything because he was had a wife and everything, but I got what he was saying when he brought the concern up. If I don't want him doing it, yes. It took a minute. No. It took a minute, but I did it. I have to look at it as if I don't want him doing something, then I don't need to be doing it, regardless if it's innocent or not. So certain things you just nip in the bud. Okay, you call, check on, tell me what's going on with my son. I'll call you and ask what's going on, but that's it. We're not having no long drawn out conversations. Point blank. Period.
That's not it.
Yes.
The deal is this.
Gosh.
Technology, when it's done wrong, it's gonna destroy your relationship.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Eventually, the guy is gonna be waiting on somebody else to come in, or the woman's gonna be waiting on somebody else to come in, and they just holding on to that time. I'm telling you, it's gonna kill.
Yeah. That's true.
Same with
because that's true.
If I'm spending hours and hours and hours watching TV every day, I'm going to either have my mindset reprogrammed to, my woman should be this way. Mm-hmm. She should look like this. She should act like this. Hollywood, just like so many marriages now, are failing with young people because they look at TV and say, Hollywood tells me my relationship should be this way. Mm-hmm. And when it's not that way, it's, let me find somebody else and I'm going to make it that way. And it's never going to happen. It's never going to, no. I'm telling you, when you get to the point where you're trying to look behind yourself, you ain't going to be able to see where you're going. That's all I'm saying.
That is so very true. All right, moving along. But hey, we're keeping it real.
We're going to get comments on that. Somebody got this.
We're keeping it real. Point blank, we're just keeping it real. The last one that we're going to talk about is selfishness. And the scripture that I have that goes along with this would be Philippians 2, 3 through 4, 2nd chapter, 3rd and 4th verse. And that's going to be in the NIV version, and I will have that right up on the screen so you can read and study over that at your own will. Do you want to go start on that one?
On what?
Selfishness.
Whew, that's another one. From the way you see yourself compared to where somebody else see you, humility has to come in when it becomes a situation of selfishness. Selfishness, it can be derived in a lot of different areas, especially in a relationship. Time, money, sex, communication, family. It's just so, we're dealing with a situation now that, can be deemed as me as a grandfather when we're dealing with my grandson now. Can be, you just selfish because that's your family, and you don't see it from another standpoint. And then, it's in relationships, especially with sex, when it comes to us as men and women, we definitely we're selfish. We're very, very selfish because we like having sex. We're built that way. That's how we are. And women like having communication and emotional stability in a relationship, and I gotta allow her to be selfish with that, not just me being selfish for myself on my things, but as a man, I reach over and grab her and just hold her and talk to her and create conversations. And I think a man should give some spoiledness to his woman. Mm-hmm. Do some things for her,
I think that should be a two-way
She won't let me wash her hair, but I like to wash her hair.
It's a struggle, y'all. I don't mind. I love that he likes to wash it. He will grease my scalp, and I will show him how to do a Bantu knot in a minute. But it's hard. It's hard to even go to the hairdresser. I just be like, look, I need to get in and get out. Like, my body is not set up. Like, it just, I need a refund on the body right now. But when it comes to or were you finished? I'm sorry.
Yes.
So, with selfishness, I've experienced that, and I guess everyone has their own selfish things to a degree. But when it gets to the point to where everything's about you and it's not about your mate, as one to see what's best for your household, that relationship will not last. I don't care what anybody says, unless you just want to be in a relationship just to be in one. But when the other party is strictly about themselves, that's not cool. And that's not what the Bible wants, for a married couple to be. It's give and take no matter what. He always says, oh, you're spoiled. And I'm just like, well, you knew that. But I'm not like a spoiled materialistic chick, So I could be spoiled in the fact, like, I thought she was going to go put the gas in the car. You always put the gas in the car kind of thing. So it's a difference. So I don't want people to think, oh, he's spoiling me and all this, like, crazy stuff. But there are things that I like for him, to do, and there's things that he likes for me to do. And I think, in a relationship, it's definitely a give and take. And I think the older you get in life, a lot of things you learn that, like some stuff when you first, like I had a very young first marriage as a teenager. I didn't know anything about, give and take and all this other jazz. Like, I didn't care about it. But it's like the older I get, the more mature and the more that I have God on my side, I learn, how not to be selfish. That other people, have feelings and that matters.
She copping out, that's weak what she just said. I'm put it out there. Because she had wonderful parents, had a wonderful relationship in a marriage. And she's seen what a marriage should be like.
I saw what a marriage, as far as, you got to realize, like, there was an age gap, kind of like it was the same age gap as mine. But my dad, like, I didn't see affection. He would say, I love you, when he preached at church. But, like, my parents, I never saw them hold hands. I never saw them kiss. None of that. So certain things, when you're brought up a certain way, I'm not saying that you can't switch it around to make it better, but you don't know, hey, like in my first marriage, he literally he was like a hugger. And I'm just like, get off me, don't touch me, because I wasn't raised like my parents didn't snuggle on the couch. They didn't do any of that. So I didn't know, like, oh, well, this is, normal, because I didn't see that. I had great parents, don't get me wrong, but exactly. It's old school and certain things they don't do, and you have to learn that. So
again, great parents. She didn't get to see the dad sneaking out at night, mama hanging around with the wrong crowd. She didn't get all that. Again, choices. Yeah, y'all listen to me. Been here a while. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you old.
And it's easy to put it over here and over there. And I can easily say, oh man, I started smoking weed because, things were going on. You chose that.
Yeah.
We chose. I chose. You chose. We chose. Choices.
Yeah. I'm not copying it out saying like, oh, well, if my parents would have done that. But I'm just saying, I just had that mentality. I didn't care and I didn't want to change it because I'm like, well, that's not what I was, around. So here's what it is. Choices. I'll agree. It was just God leading me up to him, Jesus. All right, guys.
I need to talk to him about that.
Thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll be back on.
See y'all in 2 more weeks, I guess.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I have had a struggle with my lupus and the flares and everything. Like, I just had my infusion, and it just has kicked my butt. We are literally, as soon as you get this is what time is it? Like 10 something? 10 or 11 o'clock. I don't even know. So at least you get it. It'll still be Friday, but we love you guys until next time. And we have 1, 2, 3 more, and we will be done with the series. Yes, Lord. Bye, guys.